All right. As we sit here 10 miles up into the sky in our flying car.
What?
With just the sky in the background.
Oh.
Well, it's in this beautiful, luxurious painting, this blue background, where you could take this and make it look like we're in space if you wanted to. Why aren't they acknowledging the dinosaur that's chasing after them? So you hadn't been to a movie theater in a while.
This is the first one that
Ever.
I've seen. Not ever, but
It was this and Sing. That was it.
since the whole lockdown,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I have been to a lot of movies here, and this for me it's different in that, like, well, at least I'm at a good movie. So you weren't there with me when I was at like some of the religious movies they've been putting out, like Tulsa and My Brother's Crossing, where I'm sitting there by myself, more alone than poor Vincent Schiavelli in the subway in this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna go back once I thought a good movie would be playing, and I'm like, Ghost is a good one. Let's do that. Yeah.
Such bad things are coming out now. It's like we need to go back 30 years to to put something in theaters. And this is the 30th anniversary of this movie. And also, they must have known that this was the first time you hadn't been to a movie theater in a while, because of course the projector messed up at the beginning of it.
Yeah, it did like Paramount Pictures, and then it just went to black, and then the lights came on. And
I know. Like, you had Ben Mankiewicz introducing this movie, going like, it's this mixture of comedy, drama, thrills.
I know, I'm like, I get it.
This major success from 1990, one of the biggest hits of the year. Now here's Ghost, and then lights go up. Like, oh man, that movie's even better than I remembered.
No, it goes, he says that, and then it goes like Paramount
Pictures, and then
I'm like, oh, okay. Huh.
So, and this is a Fathom event, so usually when that happens at a Fathom event, they can't, like, maybe they've done it before, but I thought, like, they just have to pick it up from wherever the movie is, as opposed to taking it back.
They didn't take it back. They did it, like, maybe, like, 2 or 5 minutes in.
It was however long, like a couple minutes in, maybe, or something like that. But I do recall when Doug and I went to go see The Reliant that the same thing happened, but they ended up taking it back because, God forbid, I missed the first part of the Kevin Sorbo classic, The Reliant. No, it picked up at the beginning when they're in the loft and they're knocking down walls with a sledgehammer right before they find the penny in the glass. But I missed. I wanted to see like the opening credit when the title bursts at the screen again. Boom! I'll tell you what. I saw this in the theater 30 years ago. I saw it twice opening weekend, and opening night it was me, my mom, a couple of her friends. We go see this, and probably the biggest startle I had from the movie was like when the title boom like that. I remember my mom.
Yeah, that's what I was missing. That too.
I know, right? So you're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember. I can't believe it's been 30 freaking years, man. Because I remember like it was yesterday going to see this.
Oh man.
I know. Like, so when the reveal. Yeah, there's going to be spoilers.
Okay, there's
in
going to
this.
be spoilers.
Like, so
if you haven't seen it already, like, don't watch
when the
this.
reveal of like Carl being the bad guy in this, I remember my mom going, "Holy shit!" It's like in the theater.
It is a good reveal though. Like, you don't expect that coming. Like,
I mean, I was 9 when I saw this in the theater, so. No, I didn't expect it. My mom certainly didn't. I imagine if I was older and saw this in 1990, I probably would have picked up that Carl is most likely going to turn out to be somehow involved in this. Because what this movie does, one thing this movie does, I've seen this movie many times. It's been a while, but like I watched it a lot when I was a kid. And again, I saw it twice in the theater. This is such a great script that there's so many things in this movie that when you watch it again, you see all the foreshadowing that comes into play later. They do such a good job of setting up things with lines, with little subtle things that you wouldn't think of the first time that you see it, but then see how it is going to play into something later on. Even just on a simple story and action structure basis, like, well, for Carl, like things he was asking Sam at the beginning of the movie, like where's he and Molly going tonight, and like little things he's asking her. But also later on when they're in Oda Mae's room and Orlando possesses her, and then the guy says, now you should know better than that, jumping in the bodies wipes you out, which hardcore plays into things later on.
Yeah, it does. And then also with like, at first you would think the subway guy would be like, just like, oh, it's another ghost, but he's kind of like a mentor at some point, but he kind of loses it towards the end.
Vincent Schiavelli, yeah, but it's such a perfectly constructed script that later when Sam goes into Oda Mae and they're dancing, Carl comes in, he gets out of her, and he's wiped out, which is such a great thing to add to the script because it gives enough time for Carl to chase them up there, and Sam is so wiped out that he can't do anything about it. Yeah. Otherwise, he probably could have taken Carl out right then and there.
Yeah, they do a lot of like, they make a lot of sense of how the ghost world works.
It does. This honestly, in my opinion, it might be like the greatest tearjerker movie ever made.
Okay. I was telling you, I was like, okay, so this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. And it's the one movie that makes me cry every time. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna try not to cry this time, but I still couldn't help it. I just cried. I couldn't help it.
What's so great about the ending of this, and it's outstanding. What's great about it though is that like, if you want to make yourself laugh a little bit when it's on there, you just kind of got to think to yourself, like, when Sam is saying his goodbye to Molly and Oda Mae, all you do is think, like, they just have to tilt the camera this way a little bit, and you see poor Carl's corpse in the background.
Isn't that funny?
Glass coming out of his...
This movie's a perfect mixture of like romance and thriller and like drama, and I've been trying to convince my sister Ellen to watch it.
She's never seen this movie?
No, she's never seen it, and she was like, I don't want to watch a romance movie. And I'm like,
this movie has everything. I was like,
no, this is not a romance movie. I mean, there's parts of it, but
well, it is a romance movie, but it's several different things. Like, you can see why this was such a cultural phenomenon in 1990, because, it is a romance movie. It is a date movie, and honestly, probably one of the most perfect date movies of all time. Yeah. I would go so far as to say I think it's one of the most perfect movies of all time.
Yeah, that's why this is one of my top 5 favorite movies. I love this movie.
It mixes so many things so well. You have the love story. You have all the tearjerker stuff in it.
And it gets scary.
It does. It gets genuinely disturbing in parts between... when he first dies, and there's that dream sequence he has with that angel sculpture and everything, that freaked me out when I saw it in the theater as a kid. So it's got the haunting stuff like that, his realization he's dead and him standing over his dead body. It's genuinely disturbing. And you also have the shadow people
that show up. Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me watch a little
because of the shadow people?
She thought it was too, like, demonish or demonic, I guess, but...
Let me tell you something. Watching that at 9 years old, like, you'll go like, I don't want to go to hell. Like, I don't want to die and have the shadow people chase me. Like, that set me straight for a couple of years.
I mean, she would let me kind of watch it, but she'd be like, just letting you know, it's gonna be.
It has shadow people in it.
Yeah, it does. So the effects they're dated, but
no, they're good.
They're good though. Like, it's not like oh, that's funny, kind of dated.
Yeah.
It's like effective.
No, it is. And the effects do still hold up. Yeah, there's plenty of parts where you can certainly tell that it's an effect, but nothing to where it completely takes you out of the movie, because even when you can tell that first of all, the shadow people still look good. And also, when Sam is standing next to somebody and eventually he's got to put his hand through them, yeah, there's some shots where you can, like, see the outline around them.
Yeah, you can see that.
You can see that one actor is in front of a blue or green screen, whichever, but it is still two actors standing there just with effects, so, you know, it is still Patrick Swayze, it is still Demi Moore, and the look on his face when the shadow people first come into it.
Which one, like, Willie or?
Willie, because, yeah, Willie's the first one where the shadow people come into it. And the look on Sam's face when he sees this is like, oh my god, is that what happened? I didn't expect him to get dragged off by the shadows.
Well, the guy that comes into, like, the old guy that was in Seinfeld or Friends,
oh, yeah.
He says, like, oh, he's lucky he gets to go off in an easy way.
Again, yeah, something else that sets up for something that when you see it for the first time, you might not pick up on that, and you might not even remember it by the time the shadow people come into it, but then when you're watching again, it's just another thing that they put in so many things that are there for, well, yeah, and to also, like, expect that this is a movie that's going to get a lot of repeat viewing. But so it is a thrilling movie. It is scary in parts, and it's a genuinely good thriller. This mystery and him having to to protect Demi Moore through Whoopi Goldberg, to protect her from Willie Lopez, from Carl, and things like that, and piece together why he was killed, who's behind it, and everything. It's a solid thriller. And
there's also a comedy, and...
Exactly, and it's funny. It's very, very funny.
Whoopi Goldberg is brilliant in this.
Yeah.
She's really good.
She steals her scenes in the movie, and like, it still is funny. I've seen this movie so many times over the past 30 years, and it still is really funny and it is really cool that they had a director like Jerry Zucker behind this, because there's parts in it that are funny and would have been like little things that maybe wouldn't have been there without the comic sensibilities of Jerry Zucker, like when Whoopi Goldberg is yelling up into the apartment window, and there's that random guy, like, on the floor below, who's just like, yeah, I hear you. No, I'm not talking to you. Like,
thank God.
Oh yeah, he's like I'm gonna leave, and the guy's like, thank God. Like, that might have gotten the biggest laugh out of me during the movie, because it's so random, but it works. Like, it's like, yeah, who is this guy? Like, but it works though. It's like this little comedic touch like that, and
yeah,
knowing that Jerry Zucker is from, Zucker, Abrams, Airplane, Ruthless People, Naked Gun, all of these other movies, when you're watching it is wildly different than those movies, but it's so good because it has a guy like him behind it, because this is a guy that he does know comedy and he knows tone. So all of these different genres that this movie is, from romance to being a thriller to drama and comedy, it mixes together perfectly. It is, but it never feels tonally inconsistent.
No, it doesn't feel like weird. It feels like a good mixture, yeah.
Yeah, it does, because it's so good with character and structure and direction, and him being able to direct these actors, and it makes sense even when you think back to his comedies. Like, how Airplane is a hilarious movie, but the actors are directed to play it straight, and it's shot like like an airport movie from back in the day. So he knows how to, I mean, not that Airplane is like a mix of genres, it's not, it's purely a comedy, but you can see how it could lead to something like this, how the actors are playing it straight like they're in a drama, even though they're not, and it's shot like another genre of movie, even though it's a comedy. Same with Naked Gun, how it's total slapstick comedy, but you got Leslie Nielsen playing it straight like he thinks he's in a crime thriller. And in this, it's good that it has someone like him behind it who really knows comedy and knows different tones and genres and stuff like that. Because in the wrong hands, this could have been really tonally inconsistent.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I whispered into your ear. I was like, these effects, even though they look dated, are a lot better than the Witches.
The remake of the Witches that we just watched.
No, yeah, the remake.
Yeah.
And I whispered that to you. And they are dated looking, but they are effective.
They're incredibly effective.
The ones that are like clearly just bad CGI. I'm like,
it just looks like a cartoon. Like, just make a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, this is way more effective.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the voices, with the shadow people.
Oh, yeah. And also just the sound editing of the movie, too. The little sounds it makes whenever he goes through the doors, whenever he hits something.
I'm like, just do that. Just do that. It's way more creepy or...
Can we talk about Carl?
Oh, yeah. Carl is amazing. He's the best villain I've seen in a while.
Thank you. I've been saying that for 30 years, that Carl is one of my favorite movie villains. I love Tony Goldwyn. And first of all, Tony Goldwyn, like, in 30 years, has not aged a day.
I was going to ask you, I was like, what movie was it that you saw him in that he hasn't, where he looks the same?
It was, because it was in an office building, and he's wearing, like, a shirt and tie.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was the James Gunn thing.
Wasn't that, like, the building that was like...
I actually really like that movie, and I feel bad down. I can't remember the name of it. I'm looking it up now, but yeah.
Like a building that shuts down. It has Dr. Cox in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Brian and I went to go see that, and both of us were like, oh my god, it's like Carl's back.
Yeah, Carl...
The Belko Experiment. Yeah, I actually kind of like that movie.
Live action villains... I would say he's really up there.
Carl is... I love Tony Goldwyn. I do. Like, this might have been the first thing that I saw him in, or was at least, like, aware of him. So, he's one of my... I really would put him up there with my favorite villains, because just... the amount of stress this character goes through.
Yeah, he's sweating,
just
profusely.
Sweating, and just an anxiety-ridden, murderous nightmare in the last act of this movie. But he's such a well-written, bless you, a well-written, three-dimensional villain.
Yeah, he's not like, just a two-dimensional villain.
No, he's not at all. He goes psycho by the end of it, but there's a build-up to it. It's not like it's some sudden switch, and he's a movie villain.
He's getting freaked out by, like, okay, I might get arrested by, like, this, what is it, money
and those
laundering?
money laundering, and yeah.
And then he's also
those gangsters are gonna kill him.
And then being taunted by Patrick Swayze by, like, I mean, he should deserve that, but...
But it is, like... this mental torture that this man goes through.
He's like always sweating. He's like, Molly, I need to see you.
But you get it. Like, you get he's one of those villains where they make it clear what his motivation is. He's evil, he's a bad guy, and he's manipulative, but they don't make him just some cartoonish movie villain. It is clear what this guy's motivation is. There's even little things that they add to the beginning of it that show you what kind of person that he is when he makes that off comment about the car at the beginning of it, that like Ferrari or whatever it was.
Oh,
so right away
yeah.
It sets it up that this guy is obsessed with money.
Yeah,
and
that's his vice.
Yeah, and so just that build up from him starting out as the best friend, and then the shoulder to cry on, then the creepy guy, and then when he actually finds out what's going on, just this guy that is just turned up to 11 in terms of stress and self-preservation and trying to keep himself from getting murdered.
Yeah.
You see how it's led to this guy just snapping like this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the best villains I've seen in a long time.
And Tony Goldwyn is perfect in this movie.
And has not aged a day.
No, he hasn't. Tony Goldwyn has always been awesome. Even his little brief part in Friday the 13th Part 6. he rocks in that movie too. And but he plays all of those different moods perfectly.
Yeah, it's not like he's not erratic or anything. He's not being like one character to another character. He's the same character, just different moods.
No, he is. He's not a mustache twirling villain or anything like that. When it's by the end of the movie where he's just wants them dead or wants that money, yeah, he's scary in those scenes. And also at the beginning of it, when it's setting up he and Sam's friendship, you see how these two guys are friends. You see how they get along. Their chemistry with each other as friends. The part at which this part you could tell that it was directed by a Zucker. The part in the elevator when
the coughing.
When they're messing with the other people in the elevator, and he's saying his cough is contagious and everything, and he's got a rash on his balls. So it sets up this friendship between the two of them, and he's great in those sequences.
And he also has his back too. When he was hey, do you mind doing this for me? I have an early meeting with these guys, and
right after the elevator scene?
Yeah, it was right in the beginning.
Oh, so not the part where he was obviously trying to take those papers away from
No, he was just hey, do you mind doing this for me? And then,
right, yeah. A couple scenes after, when you watch it again, knowing he's the bad guy, it's come on, Sam, let me take this so you can go see Macbeth tonight.
Well, he wanted to know where he was going because he wanted to...
But he was also trying to take that project away from Sam so that he could cover himself.
But he wanted to know where he was going.
So that was after Sam said that he would handle the project himself. Because at first...
No, I meant... Okay, never mind.
in that scene, he goes Sam, this looks like a lot of work. Let me take this from you. He's no, it's this vendetta I got now. Yeah. I got to finish this. So he was trying to take the project so he could cover his tracks.
I see what you're saying.
Then when that didn't work, he asked what they were doing that night. Okay. He said they were seeing Macbeth. But yeah, gosh, I remember having the tape for this movie where
I missed too.
This. Did you have the one where the tape was white?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when you knew a movie was special. When it was
the cover was white?
No. The tape, the VHS tape itself.
Oh, no. I had the... Never mind. I thought you meant the actual
the cover? Oh, no. The actual VHS tape itself was white, how The Hunt for Red Octobers was red.
No, I didn't have that one. Then.
Ooh, I bet that's a cool movie. Unless it's orange, then it's probably a bad kid's movie.
Oh, like Rugrats or something?
It's Good Burger, I think, was an orange tape. Oh, geez, what else is... Some stuff down.
Hold on, let me look at my notes.
Yeah, this is the part in the review we're just going to make pottery in the car.
They do make pottery sexy.
Yeah, that song had a comeback in 1990 when the movie got big. Yeah, then because I knew that song from the oldies stations, of course, because my dad and I would listen to the oldies station. But then this movie came out and got big. Then you'd hear it on the oldies station and also the top 40 station again. Righteous Brothers are having a comeback.
It is a good song.
No, it is. Yeah, no, I do really like the song.
The ending is just so powerful for me. That's why I always cry every time.
Again, just picture that dead Carl is 5 feet away from them.
No, but they climb don't they climb up the stairs or something?
They did, but he pulled Whoopi Goldberg down, and then Demi Moore jumped down after him, and he had the gun up to Demi Moore. Then he runs off towards the window and throws the thing. I like that he died by his own clumsiness, by the way. Sam didn't even do anything. It was Carl that flung that hook or whatever it was.
Shit happens. Well, whatever. We'll imagine that it's several feet away and that we can't see him. It's such a romantic scene, though.
No, it is. It is. It is.
And the music is beautiful.
Uh-huh. No, I agree.
If you died, would you protect me?
No, I'd haunt you. I would.
I'd be grieving and then you would be haunting
I would
me?
make Lloyd, like, float through the...
Oh, the cat.
I love that the cat... See, that's what I've been telling you for years. The cats see ghosts. This movie proves it. That cat saw him.
You would stare into Lloyd's eyes, and then Lloyd would be like, "Arr!"
Yeah. I remember... Did you ever see the Saturday Night Live where they parodied this?
Which scene?
It was when Patrick Swayze hosted, so it was not long after this movie came out. The movie might have still been in theaters even. Patrick Swayze hosted it, and I forget who it was playing Molly. It might have been Victoria Jackson, I'm not sure, but so Molly is there, like, on the phone, like, I can't believe Sam's gone and everything, and Patrick Swayze comes in as Sam, and he's like, Molly, you're in danger, they're trying to kill you, but she keeps doing gross things, like,
gross things?
Yeah, like, thinking she's alone, so she starts, like, picking her nose, and, like, starts picking, like, lint out of her belly button, like, I think she's, like, eating her boogers or something, and, like, Sam's like, oh, God, Molly, what are you doing? I'm right here, Molly, I can see you. Oh, God. And then Oda Mae Brown comes in and is like, Sam is here. He wants to give you a message. What is it, Sam? And he's like, tell her I think she's disgusting. He leaves.
I want to break up.
No, I remember that being pretty funny. That might have been the same episode. Oh, you don't like picking shit out of your belly button humor?
I don't like gross out humor that much. I mean, I like Borat, but...
Well, this was just funny because it was Ghost and it was Patrick Swayze there, like, doing the character again. Just if it was like another Zucker movie. That might have been the same episode that had the Chippendales strip sketch.
The one where Chris Farley felt really insecure about.
The one where... Oh, did he?
I think so.
But yeah, that's a classic sketch.
No, I love that sketch,
yeah.
but I think I heard...
Adrian? Barney?
I think I read something that he felt really insecure about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying shit. I don't know.
But, so, have you seen a lot of Patrick Swayze movies?
I've seen... Well, I love Dirty Dancing. You have to name some for me.
I loved Swayze movies, man.
I haven't seen Roadhouse.
Roadhouse is fun. Yeah, Roadhouse is a lot of fun. Red Dawn I like a lot. He's really good in The Outsiders. Point Break is one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite, but Point Break would easily be right up there as well.
I don't think I've seen a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it.
You love Point Break.
Yeah, I think I've always... I mean, I'd have to think more about it, but I think I've only seen like 2 of his movies. But I love Demi Moore.
Oh, yeah.
She's really good in this, too.
Uh-huh. No, yeah, all of the emotional scenes her character has to go through. Between at the hospital, the funeral, all the scenes in the apartment and everything. The ending, like, she's phenomenal in this.
Yeah, I love her as an actress.
Oh, yeah, I love Demi Moore.
Yeah, she's great. Do you have a favorite Demi Moore movie? This one?
Yeah.
Or Striptease?
I do like Striptease. I think it's underrated. I don't know if that Striptease would be one of my favorites necessarily, but I think it's underrated. Nothing But Trouble. I love Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
Another movie I saw in the theater.
I would put Ghost and then Nothing But Trouble. Or maybe Hunchback, if that counts. But,
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, what else would I put up there for Demi Moore movies?
There's G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane's alright.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that movie's okay.
Oh, God, what else is... I feel like we're gonna go on a tangent.
Hey, oh, yeah. Oh, the episode of Master Ninja that she was on. That's my favorite.
What?
This is before she was famous. She was on a Lee Van Cleef show called Master Ninja. I'll show it to you later. I got it on VHS.
I'm okay.
It's right next to my white VHS of Ghost.
I'm good.
But it was cool they brought this back.
Yeah, it was really. Yeah, I've never seen it in theaters, obviously. But
it was cool seeing it in theaters again, like I said, because like I had 30 years ago, and again I saw it twice that weekend because my mom and I went to go see it. Then I was with my dad over the weekend and I was like, we got to go see Ghost. That was really good. So my dad and I went to go see it. Like I think like that Sunday.
And that's how you said it.
Probably. Maybe I dropped a few F-bombs.
This was really fucking good. Let's go fucking see it. To your dad. Yeah, I'm glad I got to see it in theaters. It's one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Well, I mean, I had to make it up to you after we watched the remake of The Witches. We watched the remake.
Even though I bought the tickets, right?
Huh?
I bought the tickets, didn't I?
The rewards did. I have like a bunch of like rewards for this theater because I haven't been going here very much, so the rewards have like all piled up.
All piled up.
But all right, well that was fun.
All right, anyways, we kind of went on a bunch of tangents, but
in this show, no. But thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
It was fun to talk about Ghost, and yeah, we'll look and see what other there's other Fathom events coming up. There's Ninja Turtles, there's Flash Gordon, there's
yeah, I know you want me to watch those.
Yes. That would be cool because you haven't seen either one of them.
I'm not an 80s kid, so
excuse me, Ninja Turtles was 1990.
Okay, comic book guy. Excuse me?
This was a 1990 movie, which therefore means you'll love the Ninja Turtles movie. I think you'll like that movie better than you think you will.
No, I think Ninja Turtles will be fine. I just don't know if I want to spend my night doing that, like the 2 nights I have off.
Why not? I spent a decade doing that. Because I'm a dumb boy.
Ninja Turtles is the best thing ever made.
Nah, not really. Once Turtles 3 came out, it lost that status. Alright, thanks for watching.
Anyways,
take care.